Not all shoes are created equal. More than 100 separate steps are needed to make this pair, for instance. The work requires a high level of skill. The Archer Shoe Company in eastern France produces only a few thousand pairs of shoes each year. Owner Christophe Chevalier was very selective when choosing his employees. He hired skilled craftspeople who were out of work.
If the work is automated and production outsourced, it's easy to pick up and move on. But when you make small numbers of high-quality goods that require quite a bit of manual labor, there's a good market for that, and you can make a respectable profit. We can't keep up with the demand for our shoes.
Romans-sur-Isère in the French Alps was long a traditional center for shoemaking. Around 200 companies once employed thousands of people here. But much of the industry has left the area, and those days are now just a memory for many. Entrepreneur Christophe Chevalier is trying to revive the industry. Archer Shoes has taken on 15 employees. Chevalier says that despite the amount of manual labor involved, his factory is still quite efficient.
In many factories, you need almost 30 people to create one shoe. We only need 3 or 4, but they must have very specific skills. We've even coaxed a few people out of retirement to work with us and to train the younger people.
Bernard Dorel was unemployed, but now he's been at Archer for 2 years. He's one of the few people who can work these machines. For him, it's more than a job.
Shoes aren't just my work, they're also my passion. They're like jewels. You have to have a job that makes you happy, otherwise it's not worth it. Because I loved it so much, I came back to work here.
Archer offers opportunities to older workers as well as men and women with immigrant backgrounds. But the company couldn't operate without subsidies from the French government. Joëlle Gauteret used to work for a large shoe manufacturer. When it closed, she feared it was the end of her working life.
It was a shock for all of us. Losing your job is always a shock. Some people became ill after they were laid off. I was lucky and found a new job here. I helped build up the workshop. Now I hope I can stay here until I retire.
Christophe Chevalier has a special connection to the Rhône-Alpes region. He and his family live in a farmhouse in the mountains. He takes a personal approach to business and says there's a political dimension as well.
When you decide to do business in the same region that you live, you have a chance to develop something that benefits people locally. The New York Stock Exchange shouldn't determine what happens here in this valley in France. What we need is an economy that is based on proximity. And we're trying to help develop that with Archer.
That includes many small businesses that Chevalier and his shareholders have bought up. Over 300 people work for the Archer Group, some doing jobs that have nearly died out in France. These women put together catalogs and brochures. Many companies outsource this kind of work to China or India. Chevalier is against that. He says it's not impossible to run a profitable business in France.
Some companies moved away to earn huge profits. They won't be coming back. Others left in order to make 10 or 15% more, but after a few years, they realized that it's just as profitable to stay in the region. You save on storage and transportation costs and can fill orders faster.
If he's right, shoemaking may not be the only business to experience a renaissance in France.